is Rodney Ferby, and I'm a freelance hairstylist here in New York City. I am auditioning for the L'Oreal Sessions team, and I am ecstatic. So I'm going to give you a little bit about my background. I'm going to do a French twist for you, and we'll begin there. So my background is I've been in New York for 9 years. I started with assisting Tippy Shorter in Lux Studio on Canal Street. She approached me on the train. She liked my hair and told me I should come into her salon. And I ended up being her assistant 2 days later, and maybe a year later I ventured into the modeling world, and on my first job I met a hairstylist named Audition, and when I got on set they were puzzled what to do with my hair. So after talking to the director and producer and Audition, I ended up doing my own hair, and then at the end of that shoot Audition asked me what did I do, and I told her I was a hairstylist, and she asked me if I would like to come with her to Fashion Week, which was the following 2 days, to do 2 shows, and she would make sure that I could get in, and that was 7.5 years ago, and I've been by her side ever since. So so session work and editorial has been basically my entire career since I've been in New York. And that's basically my inspirations. Like you said, like I mentioned earlier, Audition, Tippy Shorter. Tippy Shorter has gone on. She's now Jennifer Hudson's hairstylist. Carrie Hilson, Circle Beyonce knows. And I've just been inspired also by Guido Palo and by Orlando Pita. Orlando Pita is a self-proclaimed, self-taught hairstylist, and I am basically self-taught as well. I do come from a family. My mother is a hairstylist. My stepmother's a hairstylist, and we have 2 salons in the family, and so that's kind of my natural gift for doing hair, for the coif. So I love hair, and it's been fun, and I just like being an artist, and I'm really excited about L'Oreal creating the Sessions team, just because as a freelance artist in New York, it's exciting to have corporate behind the artists. So as a hairstylist, you know, always going from showroom to working with new clients, new agencies, new models all the time. Everyone's different, and just to have a stable support system as far as a corporation behind you, as far as product knowledge, and making sure that you have everything that you need to do to create for all of these new talents and new designers and new projects that you're on. I recently worked on Balenciaga with Audition for the 2011. We also did the NARS campaign, and also have some work that's I did with Guido Palo for CK1. That's all over the city. That's really exciting as well. So over the years, just backstage and behind the scenes, you know, you meet lots of people, and I've met a lot of people, and I'm just excited that over the years that all of my hard work has panned out to meet enough people with L'Oreal to get an invitation to become a part of the Sessions team. So it's kind of cool. So I'm gonna start, and this is Kim. And as you can see, Kim, natural French twist, a basic French twist is what we're going to do. But with Kim, all hair textures are different. So her hair texture for this mannequin is almost that of an African American woman that has, that would be relaxed. So it's kind of coarse, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically show you the tools that you'll need when you're doing a French twist are bobby pins to base and hairpins as you're styling while you want to shape, when you shape the French twist. So let me see. So I'm just going to separate this hair that's on the top. Some people like volume, so you would separate this top part at the crown of the hair. Let's twist this down. We're going to come back to that. Okay. So depending on your model, when I do a French twist, some stylists like to go downwards when they brush. When they do the base, I like to actually go have the hair, the I like the hair to run parallel because I like to show the neckline of most of the ladies. I like the neckline. I think it's a sexy feature. So we're just going to work with Kim here. So we're going to use our L'Oreal Experts, and this is our 2. And there are a 2, 3, and 4 with the Infinium. And the 2 is the lightest hold. So at the nape, we're going to insert our hairpins. And I like to be light with my hands, just because a lot of times you get to pulling and you forget that there's a client's the scalp attached to the hair if you're pulling. So you just want to be gentle as much as possible. When you do your grips, as you can see, I went in as a diagonal, but you want to make sure that you interlock them. Now, as I was saying before, sometimes the client wants volume at the top. So you go back here. With a French twist, it's always funny because the twist is going to be here. So a lot of times, like I say, when stylists do this directional downwards thing, sometimes it's kind of on the back of the head. And so I like for mine to be up. So if you want to do a little volume, do a little back combing. Just a little bit of back combing at your roots. Just a little bit. To give you a little bit of volume. Not too much. And small sections work well. I like to work with a mason. So as you go, that's kind of smooth. You want to make sure that you start smoothing your hair in. A little bit of Infinia. And again, once I said, like, I like to go parallel from the ear. You want to be comfortable with your tool, whether you're using a brush, red tail comb. You need to be very familiar with your tool. So now I'm going to make my twist. Now, when you have a client that has longer hair, it's really easy. It can tend to be much easier because you just twist the hair and it works. But when you have a client that has a bang or a cropped haircut around their face or a fringe, sometimes it can be more of a challenge. So you want to make sure that you work all of those hairs as you go, and you want to use product and slowly mold and shape your style as you go through. So and especially like a young lady like this, and she doesn't have a lot of hair, I can either make it look like she has a lot of hair or make it really, really tight as if she doesn't have hair. So it just depends on what that effect is that the client wants. So here you just want to clean up the bottom if you can. And don't be afraid to readjust and go back, commit. Now you want to start pinning, but you want to make sure your base is hidden. So your first pin, sometimes you want to watch your client's scalp. There's nothing worse than getting stuck in the head with pins all the time. It's the biggest complaint I hear from girls backstage is that stylists are poking them in the head relentlessly, and then they have to walk out in shoes that are relentless on their feet. So we want them to be in their best state of mind as a session stylist when you're dealing with clients. So now I've got my main two base, and now I'm going to just shape, continue to do my shape. So here. You want to have a variety of large and small hairpins, so that way at the bottom when you're doing the here I like to use smaller hairpins just to kind of tuck and hide this hair in here. Larger grip. To really reinforce and base it to the back of it. And that is a classic French brawl. It's pretty simple. And once again, my name is Rodney. I'm very excited about L'Oreal creating the sessions team. See y'all in the second part of the audition.